I'm saying that the power. It's good to know the power of the gun on the commoner. So
I didn't know he had commoner stat blocks.
Yeah,
Okay,
that was
no,
very surprising.
none of us did. He was the leader.
I assumed he was the leader. Yeah.
We all did. But I always knew it was going to be the bard. And it's like, that bard's playing way too terrible for that. Like, there's something up.
I wish he
It's
had
fine.
had.
We did fine.
I wish the bard had space to move, because it could have been a lot creepier.
Yeah.
Was he?
I moved.
You know, Valdo? Did he go like full Valdo from Soul Calibur, where he's on his?
Yeah,
back?
I was using a homebrew stat block from D&D Beyond called Actual Cannibal.
Actual Cannibal Shia LaBeouf.
That's who we were up against.
And that's what they can use a bonus action to go down on all fours and like skitter across the room like a spider.
Horrifying.
You didn't tell me he looked like Shia LaBeouf. I would have let him live.
But, you know,
I'm feeling terrible.
you guys wrapped him.
For
You guys are good
sure.
at crowd control, I tell you. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Entropy, our post-apocalyptic campaign based in our homebrew setting of Scythia, which is getting. Yeah, last week was something. Anybody want to do like a full recap of last week, or you just want to talk about exploding heads?
Aren't those the same thing?
Same.
I mean, that's fine with me. We can just talk about exploding heads, but
Well, I mean, besides the fight that we fought and dispatched the Court of the Crimson King, some interesting discoveries that were made during that altercation is that the Book of Fripp, the proverbial and prophetic text that they were referencing in calling Nash the Fire Witch, was in fact a children's book. As Stephen kindly pointed out, dispatching the Crimson King himself was particularly expeditious. It only took him away. I mean, he popped like a balloon. What do you want me to say? Then we dealt with his court, who proved a lot more competent. The horrible, massive figure of the Yellow Jester was discovered to be a Minotaur, who for several rounds was just fighting with Roscoe to keep his strange arcane mask on his head, even as he continued to like drop corpses from the ceiling to impede us.
Roscoe is the MVP there, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Tactically.
Oh yeah.
It didn't seem
Kept him
tactical,
busy.
but boy, it was.
Kept him busy indeed. Meanwhile, Adaman and Vorty teamed up to deal with the quote-unquote bard, actual cannibal, the purple piper, Peter Piper,
Yeah.
Purple people.
who also had a magical flute that is now in Vorty's possession. Nash sort of went toe-to-toe with who had been identified as the Black Queen.
Yep. Yeah.
But in fact seemed to have quite a bit of power herself and stepped up to claim the mantle of Fire Witch, shrouding herself in actual flames and essentially saying, "Come get me." Nash, being the tactical thinker she is, was kind of like, and continued to direct her attention elsewhere until eventually the party also dispatched the queen and quelled the chaos inside. During all of this, we became aware that several individuals had amassed outside this small building and surrounded us. Once we had dispatched the Court of the Crimson King, we stepped out and invited the leaders of this assembled mob in to talk, and we met Malthus, a dwarven female, I believe she was, and Roger, a human man, who weren't necessarily individuals that had leader roles, but they were the ones that stepped forward and were sort of embraced by the gathering outside. We used one of our Vorty capably used a scroll of greater restoration to remove some of the impediment of the daughter that had afflicted Malthus. we essentially communicated with them and made a plan for these refugees to go to Absolution to seek work that could be traded for shelter and food. We radioed ahead to we tried to let Redford know, but Adaman instead got the adorable Isabel. And luckily the conversation was overheard by the doctor. Kavinsky, yes, thank you. Who was like, I'll tell Redford, we'll get ready. And now we're just kind of trying to figure out what's going to be next. I think that's pretty much it, right?
Yeah, as far as I recall, you were still there at the old courthouse, and the people were leaving. What do you want to do now?
Well, I've actually had a thought about that. So I think we had planned to go to Sleedle, thinking that this swampland is a likely spot to look for Selena Gomez?
Itty bitty bomb pop. Selena.
Selena.
You like a love song.
Are we sure we're ready for that? I mean, there is another dragon that we still need to talk to that has been dodging our calls as it is.
Oh.
One that we could go visit with almost guaranteed safety and even replenish ourselves and our supplies and hopefully get some more intel that might help us with Selena, who according to Cinta is probably going to be our biggest challenge.
Okay. I have no problem. I mean, we are going to eventually have to ride south and talk to Lazuli. Why not pass her up? Because we are going to end up going back towards Absolution.
I hate that dragon.
Right. So then this is our opportunity to really tell him how you feel, just like sit him down and be like, you're a coward and you're kind of a jerk and you smell funny. And also your lightning could be clearing out the slag. So why the heck are you sitting here with your head in the sand?
Do you know how to answer a phone call?
Well, I think that's mostly Ulrich's fault there.
Okay,
I mean,
that is his boss, so it's
yeah. So I mean, his
it's
employees
not
are
a
really
thing.
screwing it up. You're right.
I mean, just for some reason, I just want to go up to him and be like, I told you so. I don't know why, though.
But you didn't tell him anything.
I know.
But I
just
think you
want to
should
do
still
that.
do that.
Yeah, I think you've
Let's
earned
do
that.
that. Okay, we're going there.
I just want to feel like I'm going to say that. I told you so.
Go.
And, like, I don't know. Like,
I start packing my bag.
Yeah, honestly, my
Yeah.
first instinct was, what do you mean we're not ready? But now I kind of think maybe we should get all this negative dragon energy out before we talk to
To the one that will want to eat us. Yeah.
Yeah.
It might help. Sleedle proper is still almost directly on our way. We can at least stop by the town and make sure they haven't turned into raging zealots of a false god, because I don't think anyone's given them the news about Soros.
Nobody's delivered the good news, the good word.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
So
Sounds good.
Do we going to take a short rest, or are we just rolling right out?
I think we go. Anyone need
Okay.
anything? I've got
I mean,
I've got
wow.
the massages ready.
Is that-
Anyone need-
Oh,
Can
then
you-
by all means.
Yeah, I mean, I'll take of it. Yeah.
Okay, I got the massage for Thessaly.
No, not me, Vile.
Oh, well, yes, get a little massage.
I would like to point out it's been quite a long time since he took a long rest.
Yes, I know. I'm looking at my hit points, so I was just gonna do something about this.
I just mean like time wise as well, because you didn't take one before you left Lavender Hills.
Mm.
So since you slept,
Oh, that's true.
you talked to the dragon up in Lavender Hills, right? Then you poofed to Absolution. You stayed there a little while and you rode out. So I mean, it's probably been.
Yeah, and I've eaten
Yeah.
a couple of times today, but it doesn't count as a meal unless you get to sit down for 30 minutes.
Oh, is that how? Okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense. Yeah, sure.
But what time of day
I mean,
is it
this-
right now? Would we be riding at night?
Yeah, it is coming on nighttime. It was coming on nighttime when you left Absolution, but
Okay.
you decided that you were in a hurry. So
Okay.
This is as good a place as any. It seems we've removed the most imminent threat in this area.
Could we
I
get,
would suggest we maybe look at one of these other buildings before bedding down for
I
the
don't
night?
like the body building. I don't want to sleep in the body building.
Yeah, no.
The floor is
smells really
littered
bad
with
in there.
bodies. Yes.
It's really
Yeah.
gross. Yeah.
Do we think any of these? They just look like commoners, right? Just random people that were strung up.
Yeah, I mean that you can tell. Those that still have
Can I just take like
facial
10
features.
minutes to walk through and see if any of them look like they might have anything worth patting them down for?
Okay, well, roll either perception or investigation.
I'll aid you.
Thank you. Those are two of my best stats. Ooh, yes. 20. What is 19 plus 7? 20.
6.
Thank you. Math is hard.
26.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh,
Well,
9, not 7. So add 2 to that.
Oh, no, math is harder. I don't know anymore.
I forgot he said I could use either or.
okay, and on top of that, Adaman, why don't you roll a medicine check?
A medicine check. Oh, I can do that. I do those.
Can I assist him with that?
I mean, you're both looking, right?
Advantage it is.
If I'm distracting Adaman, can I give him disadvantage on that?
It's too late. The
Okay.
die has been cast.
You can.
You
have to
can
do it
certainly
before he
can.
rolls.
Yeah. It's
You
either
can roll.
it's either a 16 or a 17, so that's fine. I think that's
I'm
about
gonna
the
keep
same.
playing my music that I was playing before, so I'm probably inspiring. Oh no, I ran out. I think.
All right, so you look at the bodies on the floor, of which, and there's still
The
many
bodies
up in the
of the-
rafters. Those that still have facial features are a mixture of different D&D races. You got, humans and dwarves and halflings and everything else that you see around Scythia normally. And many of them are missing limbs. But Adaman, with your medicine check, the limbs were cut off.
Okay.
Probably post-mortem.
Okay.
Well, I'm glad they were equal opportunity manglers.
Yeah, where did all these limbs go? Have we seen limbs anywhere?
Well, have we seen any other reliable source of food for this court?
Oh, it all makes sense.
Oh,
That's-
bro.
That big guy was definitely eating people,
Yeah.
just based on the
Oh.
smell.
He did
It's
look like
just
he
an
had a
assumption.
high-protein diet.
Oh, that's a bad way to say he was eating people.
Oh,
And again, one of them was actual cannibal
Right.
purple piper.
Yeah.
Well, we didn't know that. We still don't know that.
Yeah.
All we know is that he was super creepy. He could turn his head all the way around.
So what were they doing? Like curing meat on the hook?
Who knows? I honestly don't want to
Again.
spend any more time thinking about it than I have to.
Yeah. That's fair.
But you don't find anything of value, or most of the bodies aren't even wearing clothes. They're just
Ugh.
I'm glad they're dead.
Right.
So I remember
well, the
you-
bodies are dead, but I'm glad we killed the court.
Yeah.
James,
think
I
so.
remember you saying there was like one made building outside the train depot. How many other buildings are really here
there are
then?
3 buildings total.
Okay.
It was like a little podunk stop on a train, on a train.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I definitely second Adaman to say we want to stay in the building without the corpses. The other two, any of the other two.
We could just set up camp a mile outside of town if you all want.
No, I'd like a roof.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Better to defend it too.
All right. So the courthouse is in the middle, and there's a building to the left and the right. Which one would you?
Which one's cuter?
Probably the one on the left.
Go there first.
Okay.
I've never known a building to be described as cute. Is this a cute building, Vorty?
It's got a chimney.
Oh, that's pretty cute. Yeah, let's go check it out.
Whichever one looks structurally sound. I think cute and
Oh,
sound are synonymous in this.
Well, the doors aren't locked, and
Boom,
everybody's
boom.
gone. You convinced them all to leave and go to Absolution. So the doors aren't locked. But inside this building, you find the building is, and it's not as big as the courthouse, but it's mostly one big room and a couple of what may have been smaller rooms attached, like office space or something like that. Hard to say what this building was supposed to be when it was built, but it has been turned into let's call it a big kitchen. And there's still a fire burning in the fireplace where they were cooking.
Their food here.
Start going through the cupboards to see if I can find food.
That's
Okay.
not people.
You find some big pots. There's one still in the fireplace.
Oh my god, is this where they were cooking the people?
And the cupboards mostly have spices are hard to come by in Scythia. So
Are there any spices?
no. There is there are some root vegetables. I don't know where they got that. Some onions and things like that. Things that grow underground. And yeah, there's a big pot still in the fireplace. Would you like to know what it smells like?
I snatch up some of the roots because some of those keep well.
Yeah, I'll take a little. If there's a ladle or something, I'll stir it and see what it smells like.
I tap you on your shoulder, like, be careful.
I'm not gonna eat it.
It's kind of like a pork stew.
Oh no, nope.
Oh,
Okay.
so it actually smells good.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's
I
disturbing.
mean, I'm gonna be the one to say it. Is it more disrespectful to not eat the stew? I mean, if we eat it, at least we're, don't. It's not like we're not hungry.
It's good
And
to
it's
know
already-
that your entire household is just pro eating people. By the way, I'm just watching out for you guys when the apocalypse comes, because now I've learned
Roscoe,
that it's just
Roscoe's
your
right.
thing.
You have to take what you can get out here.
Ooh.
You guys are discussing it, and Bordy's already tasting it. Like,
This is also. I mean, I guess we are we're like 20 miles outside of Absolution.
Yeah,
When
we
you're
have
hungry,
full packs
you're hungry.
of
You're
stuff.
hungry.
Yeah,
We're
you gotta
in a
pull more vegetables.
We got
post-apocalyptic.
vegetables and just normal
Fruit.
grains.
Yeah.
It's like
Listen.
a 30-minute ride to the grocery
We
store.
have a
and
roll
not
of
eat.
bread still. No, man, I'm eating this long pork right now. Why?
Also, you
I'm-
find rudimentary cooking implements other than the pots. You find
I'm eating some of this. I'm already making a bowl. Like,
Oh, 40,
Big-
that's people.
big knives that have been used for food preparation, but you can tell that they're not like kitchen knives.
hey, I feel like the sacrifice has been made. I might as well do it with respect. I appreciate what you've done for me.
And Vordy is arguably more goat than man, so for him, it's not even that bad.
I know, as long as there's enough grass in here.
I think I
What does
remember.
it? What does
need
it
the
taste
fiber.
like? Is it good?
Yeah,
I'll pass.
tastes like chicken.
Oh no.
But there
Did
is
we
a,
want to scout the third building before bed just to make sure there's no one else lurking?
Let's do
Mm.
okay, and just as an aside, this building has plenty of room for 5 people to bed down in
it. Okay.
if you wanted to. Okay, you want to check the other one?
Yeah, might as well.
Okay. Again, the door's not locked. Nobody's there. Everybody left. When you open the door, there's a smell. I think we all know that smell. The one that they used posies for in the Black Plague. You know?
Okay.
So you open the door. It's dark inside, and there is a smell of decay.
That house was much cuter on the other side.
Yeah.
I'm
Do we
glad I
see-
picked the other one.
Is there anybody around? I'll peek around the doors in the corners or anything upstairs.
Oh, you want to look inside?
Yeah.
I'll
Okay.
light a torch to give us a better
Yeah,
look.
that's what I was gonna do as well. Torch it up.
Okay, well, you found the missing limbs.
Mm.
They're just piles of arms and legs and stuff. Not very sanitary either.
Are there
So
any
I
people?
picked the right building. I'm just gonna.
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
go ahead and
You
get
did.
out of here, and we can burn this on our way.
But no, Nash, if you were to sit and listen for a second, there is no one else.
Okay.
Everybody's gone except for the 5 of you.
Okay, back to the other building.
Yeah, to the other building.
Here's what I'm thinking. At this point, it seems like anybody around here could just get a massive following based on nothing. Because if these people, I mean, we're out here doing good stuff. We should have an army. We should have all these, people following us.
I think our mistake is we walk in and we try and make sense. We're like, well, there's a scientific reason, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, oh, you're a loser. If we're just like, oh, the book of Fripp has said this, they'll be like, oh, yeah, well, we better get with that right now. Yeah.
I'm gonna keep that in mind for later.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
All
go.
right.
I mean, that's what I normally try to do, but I'm trying to listen to y'all.
No, you do. Next time you feel like it's your time to just go ahead and like leap forward and talk about some start a religion, we'll back you, man.
I wanted to steal that other cult.
Yeah. Well, they weren't really fighters, though,
Yes,
Something
that's true.
super helpful.
Yeah.
Gotta pick our
Well,
battles.
They're just clingy.
Mm-hmm.
We should eat
Oh,
enough
I don't want that.
No.
We should eat enough stew for substance and head to bed. We should get up pretty early tomorrow. As if, in case anyone forgot, we have 20 days left
I
after this
know,
bed.
and now I'm full and I'm tired. I'm ready for bed.
Okay, so
Really try that stew.
you go back to the kitchen, which has a couple of advantages. For one, there's a fire burning in the fireplace, and they've got a big pile of scrub next to it that they're feeding it with. Scrub, as you remember, it grows all over the place, and it burns well and for quite a long time, without even having to dry it out. Something about that plant. The slag in the air, it makes it grow faster. It's like it's infused into the plant itself. So when you burn it, it burns for a while. So you got a source of heat in the chimney there, or the fireplace. And there's plenty of space on the floor for you to bed down. There's no beds or anything like that, but you got your bedrolls, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Okay.
Good.
I'll assume that you were gonna set some kind of guard or something, but nothing happens to you throughout the night. Nash is an elf anyway, so so you can all mark a long rest down.
Sweet.
Yeah.
I'll try to spoon with whomever's closest to me.
I'm not
Who
against
would that
it.
be?
Yeah, who is it though?
No,
You gotta let us
I don't know. I just grabbed somebody.
Okay, whoever you guys want to ship, put it in chat. All right.
Yeah.
With consent, of course, Vord would be
Oh.
like, "Is it okay? Can I
Yeah,
just?"
oh, yeah.
Then I,
Get up in here. Yeah.
I'm like a real life space heater, you guys. So if it's cold,
Hmm.
I'll keep you warm
Mm-hmm.
with all the fur that I have on my legs.
Nash, after she takes her 4-hour shift, she sees Adamant and Vorty snuggled up, so she goes and snuggles up too. Puts her bedroll next to theirs, and then wakes Tessellay up, I assume, for second watch.
Okay.
I don't know who's doing last watch though. Gotta make sure everyone gets 6 hours.
If
I can be.
if
part of that.
Roscoe would be on last watch, there's a conversation Tess has been wanting to have with him.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll be on last watch.
So Tess would be the one to wake you up then, I guess. Hey, Roscoe, it's time.
For first breakfast?
No, darling, you're finishing the watch and then breakfast.
Well, I'm gonna eat on my watch, but yeah. Okay. I'm up.
That makes sense. Listen, I don't want you to feel bothered by what Adaman said, about making use of what resources are available. I think growing up in the wasteland, you and I have sort of a different perspective than people that grew up in the towns. And I just wanted to make sure that it didn't bother you because I agreed with you.
No, I don't think it bothered me. I think I guess just used to it at this point. You know, you go into the town, all the kids, you know, I come into town back in the day with all my little scraps and just by myself. There's other kids in town running around and, you know, saying, oh, it's that little tiny guy from the mountains. Look at him. He's back. Oh, just throw stuff. You get used to it.
Oh no.
But how? I know you get used to it, but doing that usually makes people, I mean, the way it made me, just resentful, cold. And you're none of that. You're just you. And you seem happy all the time. And I don't understand how you can come from such a hard life and be the way you are. And I'm honestly kind of jealous of it. I want to feel that way. But I still have nightmares just about every night about the way things have been. And you seem unfazed by all of this.
I guess just
I guess I just want to know your secret.
I mean, I'm not saying it's been an easy life, but I guess in a lot of ways, I just felt like I had something that they didn't have too. I mean, of course they had a roof over their head and meals, but you know, the life I had, I wouldn't have traded my time with my parents for anything, even if it meant, you know, not having that time alone. And all the stuff I learned out there, look at where, you know, I'm out here using it now every day to make a real difference. I think that's something I might not have had with a different life.
Your parents seem like they were pretty special. Everyone's heard of them and what they did.
Yeah, they were pretty cool. They were really nice. You would have loved them, Tess. They would have loved having you around to shoot stuff, you know.
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah, they would have loved you. They'd have been like, come on, let's go hunting. You see that thing over there? Go shoot that for us. They were always like that. They were like, hey Roscoe, go, you know, go tackle that thing for me. And I'd go and get at it, you know?
I believe that. I absolutely do.
Yeah. Anyway, you should get some rest. I'm gonna go eat some of this soup.
All right. Keep an eye out though, yeah?
Oh yeah, of course.
All right. I will go pick a corner to pile my bedroll up in and just curl up for the night.
Just ignores the big happy bed in the middle of the room.
Not her jam.
Okay, well the night passes, nothing happens. You don't hear any sounds at all, really. I mean, the plains in Scythia are pretty quiet, other than the wind blowing, if no one's around. So Roscoe, you sit there and you eat, gross, and
Quick workout too.
you don't hear anything. You can sit in silence and you hear the wind blowing through the slag across the plains.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Yeah, and
Sorry.
when the time comes, I'll wake up everybody.
Right.
Okay. The sun rises in Scythia as much as it does. What do you want to do now?
Head south.
Check
Yeah,
the
that
bikes
is that.
before we get on.
Mhm.
They were surrounded by strangers for quite a while.
Okay. Stephen, what would you decide to roll when you were fixing that bike up? Do you remember?
I think we were doing raw intelligence checks,
Yeah, it was like
which
20.
is why it took me 6 months.
It was like 20 sessions ago. So, yeah. Okay, so why don't you all roll investigation checks to check your own bike?
sick of wasting natural 20s on ability checks.
Oh,
Oh my
I
gosh.
wish.
I got a natural 1 -1 for a 0.
Okay. That's
Oh,
good. 20.
we all have to do an intelligence check.
An
Investigation.
If you have anything.
Investigation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll rather do an investigation than straight up intelligence.
My investigation's still -1.
I'm just straight roll.
Oh,
Oh,
no,
Vorty
Vorty.
got it too. Okay. Okay, so Vorty and Nash, you look over your bikes. You think, okay, that thing's probably supposed to be there, and
I just like kicked the tire a couple times.
yeah,
It
the
looks
tires
fine
have
to
air in
me.
them.
It looks fine to me.
Tires got air, it's probably fine, right? Tess, you discover that there is a fuel line that is close to breaking. There's some. It's made out of rubber, and there's some cracks in it.
Adaman, do you have anything that we can spare that would be like a putty or a salve that could seal these cracks here? You see, look, here in this hose thing.
If I took some of my, I mean, I can hold body parts together. I could probably hold together a line here. So I could take maybe take a use of my healer's kit and fix anybody's that looks too bad.
Mine looks great.
Okay,
Yeah, looks fine to me.
good.
I also have Tinker's tools and proficiency with Tinker's tools. Would that allow me to try and fix this?
Yeah, absolutely. What do you roll for that? Use those tools.
I think that's intelligence or sleight of hand, whichever you think would suit it better.
Okay, we'll roll that, and then we'll see what you get.
This is my best skill. 29.
Okay, so you notice that there's enough slack in the hose that you could probably just cut off the last end of it and reattach it. Because at the end where it goes over the fitting is where it started to crack. You were pretty sure it wouldn't last much longer, that piece of fuel line, but since you found it in time, you probably won't have a problem again.
Well, that makes me nervous. Can I fix mine and then just take a follow-up look at everyone else's, since I have a specific idea of what problems we might be looking for?
If they'd like you to. Adaman, when you look your bike over, you don't see anything untoward. Got a 14 on it, which is pretty good. I mean, your bikes are old and they've been rode hard. You know what I mean? So cosmetically, they're not great.
Oh yeah.
But for the most part, they're in pretty good shape as far as being roadworthy.
Make sure you check your connection points as well, not just the very easily seen things.
Oh, okay. All right.
Well, next time we get in a fight with a biker gang, we'll just, get some extra parts from them.
Yeah, I'm feeling like we really missed an opportunity to take some new bike parts from these guys who showed up yesterday. But we did the friendly thing, and I feel like that was the right thing. But I'm just saying they had stuff we could have taken.
Well, if they settle down in Absolution, there's going to be a lot of extra gear there.
Good idea.
Oh, and I actually do, if we make it back to the university, I built most of this bike there. There's probably some extra parts lying around.
Good point. So let's just
grab some stuff.
Sure we get there. Yeah.
Perfect.
All right.
Do we want to stop by Schliedel or just beeline for Ongul?
It is pretty much on the way, right? Are we riding down the coastline?
Yeah.
Are you gonna take the same route back that you?
Yeah, and then we're gonna head to the crossing, or else how are we gonna get to Gongul? So at that point, why aren't we gonna at least stop by Schliedel and say, hey, how's it going?
Yeah,
sure. All right.
I'm not building another house though.
Oh, well, we can just make it a quick. We can make it a quick stop and then
pretty soon we'll be picking out furniture and paintings for walls.
Oh yeah, I get you.
Although it was really fun last time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if anybody wants to get married, they're down. BTW, they are down to wed.
Does anyone have an extra flask of oil?
Not in my
Mhm.
equipment on
No.
D&D Beyond.
I'm sorry, I do not.
Well, I have two. I will use both and sort of spill them in the interior of the slightly more traumatic building
Mm-hmm.
and light a torch and toss it inside on my way out.
Okay. The building's made out of wood, so it goes up pretty fast. So
You want to just do this on all three of them while we're here?
Well, that was all my oil, but if we think so, yeah. It might be worth leaving some structures for future passersby to have a roof over their heads.
Well, then in that case, I would have, before you lit that building on fire, I would have suggested gathering up all of the bodies in the big main building and tossing it into this burning building now.
I agree.
We can drag them onto the pyre, sure.
Yeah. And then that
Quick.
way,
It's going to take some time, but I think
Yeah.
it's a worthy
Yeah.
endeavor.
just clean up that main building and then hope the fire doesn't spread from one building to the next.
All five of us have to pick up the jester.
Oh wow.
he was big.
Did you ever figure out that mask, Roscoe?
No, I was just about to ask if anybody else wanted this, because for the life of me, I cannot. I don't want to wear it anymore. I don't like it. I can't shoot anything out of my hands with it, so I'm pretty much
Then what's
over
the
it.
point, right?
How do
Yeah.
we figure out what it does?
I mean, I can take a look.
We have to go to.
I've read
back
a
to
lot
school
of
for this.
books.
Go back to school. Ugh,
Yeah, here.
No more school.
It's all yours.
I'll turn it over and see if I can figure out its purpose based on its construction.
Okay. I think Arcana check would be
Okay.
Yeah.
Still a positive modifier. Ooh, 14
total.
total.
Never gonna know.
Did you want to assist her, Adaman?
I certainly, if you're going to let me, I certainly would.
It's up to Tess, I suppose.
Yeah, absolutely.
Who
You
wants
know
assistance?
about medicine stuff
Yeah.
too. That might come in handy.
Even
Natural
worse.
20. Blah, blah, blah.
Was it really?
Seems a downright shame. 22.
Big dice energy again. Okay. So Tess and Adaman, you look at this thing. It's not the prettiest thing you've ever seen. It looked pretty scary on the Minotaur. But it is called the Mask of the Plague Doctor,
Ooh.
which is in the magic items on D&D Beyond. It's a homebrew item.
Okay.
Oh.
It does a couple of neat things.
Oh, right there.
Oh, this is for Adaman for sure.
Oh, okay.
Roscoe, you know how Adaman uses these like concoctions to heal us sometimes and sometimes to even fuck up other people that we don't like?
Yeah, absolutely.
I feel like this mask kind of works in the same way and might can even work with what he already does. I know it looks super cool, but I think he might really be able to put it to good use if you're willing to share it.
Yeah, no, that's great. And I was on that same note. I was thinking, Adam, man, maybe we could have like a safe word for when you come up and stab us in the midst of battle. Because sometimes, we're in the heat of things.
What do you want it to be? Oh, I'm gonna remember this. I'm writing it down. Even what is it? What's your safe word?
I don't know. Maybe you just say janitors.
Oh no, it's gonna be rutabaga.
Rutabaga.
You're gonna make janitors.
Then I know
Rutabaga.
not to,
That's probably
swing an
good.
axe in
He's
that
gonna start
direction.
wailing on you one of these times.
No, this is gonna be great. I'm like rutabaga, boom, little shot in the butt.
Well, perfect.
Okay,
All
so
right, let's get these bodies burned and go.
the five of you mount up on your motorcycles. Rev
Although-
them a few times for dramatic effect.
With a big house burning.
Exactly.
behind
As
us.
you ride away,
Yeah.
the camera will be positioned on the ground. As you ride past the camera, you can see this old wood frame building just ablaze in the background.
Mhm.
Okay, so Nash, you're the ranger. You're the one that's going to be navigating here.
Yeah. We usually do 1, 2, 2.
I
Okay,
can
so
write
go
up a
ahead
map.
and
Yeah.
so go ahead and roll a survival check.
1,
then.
2, 2.
That's
You're
what
right.
we do on this one. You're getting frigophobia mixed up. Oh, it's a natural 20. Wow.
Wow.
Yes, big dice energy.
Seriously. Okay, so it takes you a couple hours to make it back to the main road because as you remember, you had to leave the main road and go north when you followed the circle of slag druid up here. Oh, but with a roll like that, you were able to sort of triangulate your path so that you're not just going directly south. You're able to get back to the main road in an expedient way, so it only takes a couple of hours.
Sweet.
And you get back to the main road. As you guys head west on the road, I think you've been keeping a speed of like 25 miles an hour or something like that. During the day, you could probably go a little faster if you wanted to. Especially with the headlights you have that were fashioned by the folks in Absolution. Help see through the slag a little bit better. But you don't want to go too fast because things come out of the darkness really quickly, right?
Yeah, we don't want to run into another net.
Or that, or a pothole, or something like that, right?
A caldera, you know.
Yeah. So you ride west for a couple of hours, and you get to the spot where you were when the earthquake happened. And there is, as you recall, the ground actually split open at this point. You had quite a bit of trouble getting your bikes over it. Do you recall that? Remember?
Mhm.
Mhm.
Okay, so you get to that point. You're going at a speed where you can see it coming, so you're able to stop without, plummeting over the edge or anything like that. But there is a big crack in the road you can't just ride over it.
Okay.
It seems like the ground has settled a little bit since you came through here before, so it's not as bad as it was, but it's still like something you can't just ride over. You're going to figure out how to get your bikes across this small divide. Let's say it's a 5-foot crack in the ground with
Is there?
a bit of an elevation, like you're higher than the other side.
Gotcha.
Hmm.
Does it seem like something that we could tackle with just a speedy approach and a correctly timed jump?
Maybe.
I'm pretty nimble. I can give it a shot.
I see guys on YouTube do stuff like that all the time, so sure.
Yeah, and it always goes well.
Yeah,
Is there some sort of ramp we can fashion?
So we're on the higher side?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we're on the higher side.
Yeah, Roscoe's just gonna go
We
for
might
it.
not need one.
Well,
Yeah.
everybody's standing at the edge. Roscoe runs, like, revs up, gets a good 50-foot, lead in distance, and takes off over it.
Okay. Roll a dexterity check. There, Roscoe.
Hey. Ooh, not the worst.
Okay.
Dexterity check. Oh, that's only 11.
Okay, so Roscoe, as you all are sitting there talking about well, maybe we can make a ramp. Oh, well, maybe we could tie a rope to some scrub and try to lower him down, or something like Roscoe just, and off he goes.
Gordy follows in the same like he did.
Oh my
You want to do it too,
Um,
Vorty?
Nash sees this happening and just stands at the edge with her
Oh,
net
okay.
just nearby. Just
So Roscoe takes off. Vorty's right behind him.
It's very
Gun the
Thelma and Louise
throttle.
here.
They just gun the throttle. And they go off the edge, right? And it's about a 5-foot drop. 5 foot across, and then a 5-foot difference between one side and the other. So, Roscoe hits the ground about a second before you do, Vorty. And while Vorty managed to land like a pro, it looks like he's been riding motocross for years, right? Just boom, hits the other side. Roscoe, you dump the bike.
Hmm.
Do I
Hits the ground.
Do I sense that? Like,
You hit the ground, maybe the front wheel hit first, which is what you don't want to do, right? So when the back wheel hits, it just slides out from under. So let's do
Roscoe, are you okay?
oh, you only
Let's find out.
took a point of damage.
Okay.
You got 1 point of road rash there, Roscoe.
Roscoe pops up and he looks back at everybody else and he yells, "To the library!"
40's already like half a mile up. But he whips it around. He sees what happens. Like, oh shoot, I lost my friends.
Can I dismount the bike and take a second to just walk the fissure for a minute and see if I can find the narrowest, most compact looking crossing point?
Yeah, roll a survival check.
Roscoe, you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Oh, I'm really good at that.
Okay. Yeah, you're like your whole face, your whole side is like scraped up. You're like, I'm okay, you guys.
Oh, baby. I got a 17.
Okay, so seeing Roscoe dump his bike, Tess, you put your kickstand down, get up the bike, maybe you adjust your gloves as you walk up and down this fissure.
I'll sing a healing
Is there?
song to Roscoe.
100
It's only 1 point of damage.
100 feet away,
I still do it.
you find a spot where it's almost closed up, like there's only a couple of feet, like you could just ride right over it.
I will return to my bike, look at Adaman and Nash and say, it's not going to be nearly as exciting, but I found a place to cross if you want.
I like boring. I'm a boring man. Yeah. And he's just like drives right after you.
I'm not the biggest fan of heights, so let's go.
Okay, so you
Roscoe,
guys
that was so much fun though, wasn't it?
That was so great.
That was
About a-
amazing.
about 100
40
feet
and a
away.
shorty riding again.
40 in the short. Like this I think fissure is a good word for it. It's not clean, it's ragged, you know, it gets closer together and further apart, and it just happened to be pretty far apart here on the road. But you Nash, Tess, Adaman, you ride your bikes about 100 feet north, and you find a spot where if you go over it carefully, you don't have to do anything dramatic to get over it.
Okay.
Sweet. We'll do that and then double back towards the others.
Okay.
Does Roscoe's bike look okay?
He's got some scuffs. His
No
bike
frame
is a little
damage,
nicer
maybe.
than yours, of course.
Mhm.
True.
So he's got what they call frame sliders on it, which are little pieces of metal. They're supposed to protect the engine if you drop the bike.
Oh, perfect.
So yeah, your old Bandit bikes don't really have that, but his does.
Got it. Well,
Cool.
we're good to go then.
Oh, cool.
Very good.
Oh, Roscoe.
All right. What was it you said, Roscoe? To the library.
Library!
The library.
All right, so you continue following this road west, and after another 2 hours, you hit that main road where you came off it before. So if you were to go north, you know that it goes to Ampa, which was a big seaside tourist town before the rupture. And if you go south, it'll take you back towards Slidell
Needle.
or Schliedel, depending on how you want to say it, and past Capello.
Do we hear sax music as we ride by?
Well, you're
We got
gonna
it.
No,
You're
I
gonna-
was just making a joke.
you're gonna turn south, I assume. On the road, you're gonna
Yeah.
turn south. Okay. It's just as pleasant as it was last time. You get a sea breeze blowing through your hair as you go south.
Uh-huh.
The cliffs here protected the coastline from most of the blast when the rupture happened. So a lot of these little seaside towns, little tiny villages and things that you pass, they're still there. The buildings are still there. You don't really see people. People have done what they had to survive. The population's a lot less than it was before the rupture, so a lot of these towns are abandoned. But as you go south, you do see little towns and things until you get to Capello, which is a little bit larger. It's not as big as Ampa Are, they haven't been there yet, right? But you have a good idea about, you know, from looking at maps and things. It's cool. You have an idea what size it is. Capello is smaller. It was more for well-to-do vacationers. But as you go by, sea breeze in your hair. It's nice and cool out, right? Go by, you notice that
Yeah.
the Ferris wheel is turning.
Why are you doing this to us? You put us on a schedule, you bastard.
Yeah.
It's gonna
Again,
take like
we can't stop to look at your cool Ferris wheel vampire town
When you rode by-
because you put us on a doomsday clock.
When you rode by last time, it looked completely empty and dark, and it still does for the most part, except you notice that the Ferris wheel is lit up, and it is rotating.
Yeah.
Well, the vampires are having fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're having a party. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not gonna take more than like a day.
That's
top.
one day that the world, the entire of Scythia has, buddy.
And we have to come back north eventually.
Is there like a dedicated turnoff from this road that goes to Capello?
Dance.
Yeah, there's a little road that goes to Capello from the main road, from the main highway.
Are there any like boulders or old destroyed structures or signs at or near that intersection?
There's a big like billboard that's anchored into the road right next to where the turnoff is. You know, it says like "Welcome to Capello" on it.
Cool. I will use I might have to use all of it. I got ink and paper before I left. I will paint with ink directly on the board
Okay.
and say danger ahead, deadly creatures on the billboard to Capello.
Okay, you can do that.
A little smiley face with fangs.
Maybe a frowny, angry face with
Frowny,
fangs.
angry face is good too, as long as it's got little pointy teeth.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
I'm gonna write.
Maybe some
Keep on.
clothes.
I'm gonna write. Keep on dancing till the world ends.
Yeah.
All right.
Won't be long now.
Thank you, Kesha, wherever you are.
Oh, that's Brittany, girl.
That was Brittany?
That was Brittany.
Oh, thanks, Brittany.
Oh.
All right, yeah.
Excuse you.
I have no inclination to go there right now. What about you guys?
No, absolutely not. We are on a doomsday clock. You did. Congratulations, DM. You played yourself.
I
You
mean,
know, we could get
Did he
to
though?
Mazalai
Did
and
he?
he says that what's
Did
her
he?
name? Selena is there, but who fucking knows?
I think this was
she
his
said-
plan
she
all
said
along.
She was
The
more down to the
vampires
south
are
or something.
thriving.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's true.
Vampires
them.
are thriving because they're having a whole like Six Flags moment over there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just if you go, you have to know there's a
Yeah.
95% chance we're gonna meet 5 hot vampire babes in the prime of their lives, like just in dudes in leather jackets, and then we're gonna meet like
Riding
there's
dirt
gonna
bikes.
be
Really?
there's gonna be a young woman who's like with just long hair who's like getting sucked in by the vampire group, and we gotta take her out of it. That's just what's gonna happen if we go into that town.
It's
Well,
a
it's
typical
a red- it's a
vampire
red party.
storyline. Yeah, I got you.
Your classic vampire setup.
Yeah.
This is a
Are you sure we
vampire
don't have
circuit
time?
party.
I think we
We really don't. We do not. Oh.
It's gonna be one big vampire circuit party. They call it like the red and black ball
Oh my
or something.
Amazing.
All right, so you continue south past Capello. Roscoe, in your rearview mirror, you can see that Ferris wheel turning. Just saying.
Calling your name.
As you go south,
at Ferris wheel.
the road is still in very good condition. Slag's a little thinner here because of the cliff face. So I believe I said last time you rode this road that you could get up to like 50 or 60 miles an hour comfortably. So you ride south for, let's see, it's about 150 miles to Slidell. From the point where your token's showing right now, it's about 150 miles. Slidell or Slidell. And so if you were going 50 miles an hour, that's only 3 hours. And you guys are getting good at it. Like, I'm not gonna make you roll con checks if your butt falls asleep or anything like that. So
Too late.
after you've been riding for a while, you start to get used to it. So you're getting used to it at this point. So 3 hours later, and so we're coming on. How many hours has it been? Was
3 hour tour.
2?
I hope not.
Then another hour there, and then 3 more. So it's been like 6 hours since you started out this morning.
Ugh.
As you come in, there was a bridge across the river right here. On the other side of it is Schliedel. So you pull up, you come up to
So-
that bridge. It's been about 6 hours since you started.
We were kind of banished last time we were here, but that was because of the creeds of Saros. So how do we want to approach this?
These people still believe in their god, you know. I mean,
Do we tell them
I
that
could
God is
stand
dead?
for- I feel like that may be a
they
bad
won't
foot to get
believe
off on.
us. Yeah, yeah. I
Hmm.
feel like it would just be a very aggressive thing for us to go up
That's a
and be
good
like,
point.
everything you believe is a lie. You know,
we need
even
to
though
tell
it's
them-
true.
Anything? We don't need to nap here anymore.
No, we can keep going if you want. Maybe we can get all the way to the crossing and hang out with Renee. That'll be a few more hours.
Yeah.
Well, they undoubtedly know we're here. It's not every day that someone comes by on motorcycles. We could just give it 10 minutes, stretch our legs, and see if our friend Nesta comes by to say hello.
Mhm.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, you
and it's not
stretch.
like, I know we were banished, but it's not like it's a really village of warriors. You know,
Yeah,
if they want us
yeah.
to leave, we can go.
Yeah, fair enough.
I mean,
All
we've
right.
changed a lot.
True.
Yeah.
They may not even
A quick
recognize us.
stretch.
And I want to see whoever's house is living in that house is pissed off with Vorty for building all those crazy doorways that lead to
Oh,
nowhere.
that poor couple. It was going to be for
What is this door? Look at this.
Len-
There's nothing behind it. Why?
Yeah, maybe we don't go in then. We'll stay up.
Okay, well, we've been on for a little over an hour, so I think it's a good time to take a break, get a refill. You guys can think about exactly what you want to do.
Mhm.
Kinsa
So
and Cleveland.
we'll be back
That's
in
good.
10 or 15.
Dude.
All right.
And we're back. We're all refilled and everything. So you guys are outside of, you've heard it pronounced a couple different ways, Slidell or Schliedel.
Makes sense from the two people that we've heard it from.
Mhm.
There was that bridge that crossed I wouldn't call it a river, more like a creek, that went into Slidell proper. And there is you remember him from last time you came in? There was a boy on the bridge with blonde hair, overalls. And as you ride up and sort of get off your bikes and stretch your legs, he goes running.
Okay.
Just like last time.
Mm.
So what do you want to do?
Just give it a few minutes and see if anyone comes to talk to us, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
What's
Been
the
around for 15.
what's the water like here? Is it pretty corrupted, or is it coming in from the ocean? And
It's fresh water. You were to, it looks like the rest of the fresh water in Scythia that you find in rivers and creeks and stuff. So it can be hard to tell, what level of corruption it has, because I don't know, the slag doesn't. It's not like looking at Goldschlager at the at the gold flakes in it. You know what I mean? It's not like that. It's hard to see it. It dissolves in the water, so. Or it filters into the water somehow.
I didn't know if it was a good spot for a swim, but probably not.
I was gonna open your mouth, probably.
Maybe Roscoe he'll go dunk his head in and kind of wash off some of the grime from that horrible battle and eating the people.
Take
a little. Yeah, you haven't had a bath, so it's probably a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tess will follow suit. At least get the shit out of her hair.
Okay, so you stand around for a few minutes, you stretch your legs, wash off in the creek, and after
Shoot some arrows at some scrub.
for 10 minutes or so, you
You
see
went at me, Nash.
You gonna try to catch it?
I'm gonna try to but I try to do what Adamant does, and I just
Adamant's like, that is so dangerous. We need to stop that. What are you two doing? Like, look, I had to train very hard and long to be able to do that. Nash, you stop. Just stop that.
Okay.
Well, as you guys are doing this kind of stuff, you notice a figure walking down the road, and he walks over the bridge, and you recognize him as Nestor.
Wave.
He walks very stiffly. Tie. His clothes are very country, I guess. They're simply made with simple fabrics.
You can say Mennonite. It's okay.
That's basically what they are. Down to the German accent.
They're adorable, and I love them.
Hello, how are you doing?
Hi.
Have you?
Hi.
We have not seen you in a while. Have your travels been? Have they been good? Or?
It's beyond what you could even imagine.
It's
Nestor.
been pretty rough, actually. Yeah, but we're in one piece, and we're happy about it.
We did at least meet a friend of yours.
Yes.
Okay. I don't see how this is
Micah?
possible. Oh, you met Micah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and we actually helped him out quite a bit.
Really?
I looked to
how
the rest
so?
of the party.
Why would he need any help?
Well, I mean, you live in Scythia. Surely you're familiar with the daughter.
Yeah, so Saros keeps the daughter away from us.
Right. Well, Micah was quite heavily afflicted by it. And we helped him with that.
Oh,
And it turns out He had a lot of
Well, it has been a while since I've
memories.
seen him. Perhaps anyone can calm down a bit. It's nature of survival.
Yeah, I don't think you'd recognize him if you saw him now.
No.
No, he's
He glow
put on a
up.
bit of weight.
Gotta glow up.
Well, he was very skinny. He could, stand to put on a few pounds.
Got
Or a few
taller,
hundred.
too. He got
It's
really-
fine. It's nothing. So the village is doing well?
Yeah, you can come. You don't have to stay out here. You can come in if you like.
Oh,
Oh, all right.
We weren't quite sure with how things went last time we were here.
Yeah.
Well,
we did-
there are technicalities that we must follow. But I
course.
think it has been satisfied. If you would like to come in, you were very, very helpful last time you were here.
Okay.
yeah. More of a suspension than a banishment, I suppose.
Oh, 40.
Something like that. What are you doing over there, Vorty? Let me look
40's
at it.
rolling an
20.
insight check on this guy.
23. No, he seems on the level.
Okay.
Listen, I'm on high alert because I fucked up the house.
How would
Yeah, does he mean
people
all of
liking
us?
their home?
They probably fixed that by the time like a week
I
later.
want
like,
to
even,
be
yeah.
sure I'm not being drawn into a trap. That's all.
Listen, the house is a metaphor. The empty doors, it's all a life
Yeah.
lessons.
Consider it a fun house. It's fun.
I mean, I will admit your house building skills are less than desirable, but you did help us with the giant bullfrog monster. So
Yes. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
And that did help with the cooking
Mm-hmm.
a little bit.
yes, of course you're welcome to come in.
Okay. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So Soros is still you guys doing good?
Yeah, we're
How's
doing
Soros?
quite well.
Okay.
We collect the wood from the swamp, and nothing bothers us. Well, usually, except for giant bullfrog monsters, apparently. But for the most part, Saros was there to put you in the giant bullfrog monster's path.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. How fortuitous.
We have had no trouble since.
Okay.
That's wonderful to hear. At least someone's been making it by without agitation. We're just really passing through, but we'd love to come see how everyone is, if you're inviting us in.
Yes.
Of course, you can stay the night. We have you can avail yourselves of our hospitality.
Oh,
we
we're
could stay.
so busy. We're just very, very busy. You look very nice, just as nice as you did last time, maybe nicer. But we have a bit of a clock we're on.
How so?
You know, scholars get assignments, and we're currently on assignment. We have to make sure everyone stays happy and informed.
Well, I mean, would you? You should make yourselves happy as well. Don't want to tire yourself
Oh.
out. Riding all over the place.
Do we stay here? Last time we had to stay at the river crossing because it took so long. Did we stay here and make it to the crossing in the morning?
Here's my question. We're gonna pass around the swamp instead of go through it because we're gonna go ahead and skip that and go down to the river crossing and then
Yeah.
if we press on today, are we going to end up camping swamp side? Because that would be bad. Or do you think we can make the river crossing in the time we have left, the daylight we have left? I'm talking to Nash here because she's our guide.
Why don't you roll a survival check for me there, Nash?
That is a 19.
Okay, so you know that to get to the crossing, it's going to take you 2 hours at a minimum?
All right, so that's
From
8 hours
here.
into our day.
We already stopped to
9.
bury bodies.
Well, burn
Okay.
them.
I think we could make that before nightfall if we don't stay here too long.
All right. It'll be
But
a
Nash,
brief
you do
visit.
know that you have to get across the river as well once you get there, and you don't know where the float's going to be.
Mhm. To get to Renee.
Right, because Renee's house is on the other side of the river. Damn.
I can get his attention if we're on the opposite bank.
Fair. Yeah.
I'll just pat the hilt of bad news. I'll make a bit of a bang.
Is it faster if we go through a swamp? You just ride right through?
Well, there's no roads in the
Bikes can't
swamp.
make it.
Uh,
No,
That's right,
I
it
would
wasn't-
not recommend trying to ride through the swamp with these machines because they will sink.
yes, you're right. It was a mess last time. I can't believe you carry wood back and forth.
Well, if
So
the swamp grows right up to Schliedel, like.
Yeah, we are right next to it, and we try to harvest the trees that are close. We do not go into the swamp.
Nestor, could I ask you? This may sound like a strange question, but do the children in town have any stories about the swamp? Any legends, things that they tall tales that they swap around?
Maybe to scare the kids from going into it.
Well,
Yeah.
we have not been here for very long. We were not here before the rupture. But there were legends from before the rupture, which persist because the swamp persists.
Like.
Yeah.
Well, in the old days, apparently there was a creature that lived there. I don't know if you've. They don't seem to exist anymore. Have you ever heard of a dragon?
Ah.
What? What is that? What?
Yes, we have. We've met a few. They're
I
still
mean-
around.
Are they?
Oh, is that what that? Oh, that's what that was.
You won't want to meet one though, trust us.
No, I should say not. They are terrible, evil creatures. It is good that Saros has sent. That Saros sends a rupture to change the land and drives them away.
Yes. It's very good that
Yeah,
Saros
about-
has nothing to do with dragons.
About
Yes.
that,
Praise
you know,
Saros. Praise Saros.
sometimes stories merge together for a reason. Dragons.
They're happy. They're
Sorry.
happy.
Okay.
They're happy.
It's like one of those things where Saros, people come out and they say, "Oh, I hate dragons. Dragons are the worst. We should kill dragons." And it turns out they are a dragon. It's like that happens all the time.
Be super embarrassing, yeah.
Oh, this poor man is so confused. Is there any more to this tale? And any, rumors about said creature?
Well, no. That is the gist of it. There was there was a dragon in the swamp at one time. I assume it is gone now because of the rupture.
Obviously, yeah.
And I would not go in there if I were you.
Oh, yeah. I know. It would be really, really stupid to do that.
Yeah, why would
Yeah.
get all dirty?
Oh, man.
Yeah, it's very fecund. It's a swamp. These things grow very fast.
I'm sorry, we don't speak Schliedelian, but
This is a common word.
That is a common word, yeah.
Yeah.
okay.
You said they grew,
Fucking
they grew
what?
really fast, like unnaturally fast.
No, I would not say. Well, for Scythia, yeah. I mean, look around. Do you see anything growing
Sorry.
here? No.
I don't understand
it
half
seem
the
to
words you're
s-
saying.
Does the vegetation seem to stay within a certain bounds, or do you ever have to control the spread?
No, it stays where it is. We built our town here many years ago, and swamp stays where it is. It does not encroach.
It's almost like someone or something has a predetermined area that they want it to cover.
Well, I'm
I'll
just glad the
exchange
swamp doesn't have
glances
like
with Adamant.
legs. You know, if the swamp had legs or something, yeah, or it grew in size, you know, like
Well, Nestor, I know you don't owe us anything after you fed us and housed us before, but maybe we could we trouble you for a meal, a hot, big, warm meal, and maybe we'll discuss this.
The audacity!
I can help.
I love him.
I mean, I already invited you in. You don't.
Okay, great.
If,
Yeah, I mean, Bordy pretty much makes himself at home. I'm already in the kitchen.
Yeah, we'll go see
And Roscoe's already at the
Zinna.
table.
okay.
Wasn't Zinna his partner?
Hmm.
Mhm.
Wife
So
partner.
he crosses the bridge on foot in a town. Do you want to ride your bikes in?
Yeah, we'll walk them in. I don't.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you get in a Schliedel, and you see many of the same people that you did before. Recognize some faces. It has been, what, it must have been like a couple of weeks since you were here, something like that.
Yeah, not too long.
If you,
No, it
yeah.
hasn't been that long. So you recognize faces. You see the young couple that you built a house for, and they're working on the outside of their house.
Looking forward to trying to avoid their eye contact.
Hi, Kenzet.
As
Hello.
my horns are like,
I'm sure they won't recognize the satyr party.
Wasn't that the satyr that planned our house? Ask him about the door that goes to nowhere.
as long as you're having fun, it's still a fun house.
And as you recall, Nestor's house was the bigger one, and it's next to the water.
Mm-hmm.
But as you go through town, the swamp is on your left, and you can feel just life inside of it.
I look over to Vordy. If they mention anything about the doors, just tell them it's for the Heaven Sorrows game, the 10-minute one.
Okay, I was gonna say ventilation.
I don't think they play that
Oh
game
my
there.
gosh!
Yeah, I don't.
7 minutes with sorrows.
Hate it.
Oh my goodness! I didn't know Sleetle went down like that. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
I don't think it does.
Just tell them that.
Bend that bottle.
Okay.
But as you you see the swamp on your left as you go through town, and you can feel the life inside of it. Not only that, you can hear it. There is
Yeah.
it sounds like it's something you're not used to in Scythia.
I feel like this is unnatural enough. Maybe we should check it out now, guys. What do you think? We got a rumor about what we're looking for. I get that Lazuli and resupplying would be good, but I mean, we're right here. It's right on the way.
It would be a good rest of our day.
And if we can get all 3 dragons on board, then Lazuli will shut the hell up when we tell him that he's got to help. We'll be like, all 3 of your friends want to do it. I
He
mean,
is
your
just-
colleagues. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lazuli is definitely as
The
done
worst,
a box of wallpaper. It's unbelievable. So yeah, maybe.
Or I feel like, look, let's not say this to Lazuli's face, but I think he's just the most yeller, if you know what I'm saying.
Mhm.
I
Yellow
told
dragon.
you so.
Yeah, he's a
I'm practicing.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was really good. That was a
No,
good
it's
one.
good. It's good. I feel like he's gonna be like, did I forget what Vorty told me? Because I feel like he didn't say anything to me.
Well, we've only got maybe 5 hours of daylight left after the morning's ride.
Mhm.
I, for one, don't fancy camping out in the swamp
Right.
any more than I have to. So, do we want to finish out the day here?
Rest out in Sleetle and then hit the swamp, or we can not do that. You let me know.
I think
We could do that.
I already had to pass by one exciting plot hook today in the Ferris wheel. It might break my heart.
no,
to
we-
pass
we
by
can
it
do
second.
another one.
All right. Well, we can't do that. We can't look it. We can do this to poor
We can always go back.
Roscoe. We can't do this to poor Roscoe.
Always go back.
It's like
Six
Roscoe
Flags.
keeps looking out the window of the house and the swamp's just there looming, and it's
Yeah, and then he's like, and he like looks back over his shoulder. He can see the lights of the Ferris wheel.
It's still turning.
All right.
I think we have enough time for this swamp. Honestly, we eat a quick meal and
And then
we
just go in.
If we were pushing just straight through it, sure, but I don't think that's going to be our goal if we're suspecting that our
Wandering it.
hopeful friend is there. We're looking for something and not just passing through.
Okay.
I don't know if a few hours will be enough for that.
Hmm.
It could be. I mean, you remember what Cinta said. We
Yes, but
honestly narrowly made it out of that without any additional bloodshed, and she
Yeah.
seemed convinced that we were going to be not as lucky in our next pursuit.
Yeah.
but also we only have, if we go to sleep here, we'll have 19
19 days
left.
left.
But if I could, if we could figure out travel logistics for a second, it's like if we go past the swamp and go back to Lazuli, he's probably the most likely to give us a ride out of anybody. But then he'd have to drop us back off his Schliedel. Then how do we get back to the hearth? Instead, if we get all 4 dragons, Lazuli just drops us off at the hearth. Everything's good.
Well, if we make it into the swamp, we're probably going to be leaving our bikes here. If we can manage to somehow convince Selena to join this cause, I still am very doubtful that we'll be getting a ride from her anywhere.
Right.
So
Right.
we'll have to trek back here to our bikes and still make a ride down to Ongul.
Okay, well, what if we use the rest of today to bike to the other side of the swamp? We would be camping in the waste, but it would be outside in between the swamp and the crossing. Then we're already closer south, and first thing tomorrow, we can go into the swamp.
I like that.
It's not staying in the comforts of Schliedel, but it is 3 hours of riding done for the
Down.
rest of today.
I like it.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
And I can make you guys my famous fried scrub.
Mm.
Oh,
Sure.
we do have supplies from Absolution in our pack still. I would like to
Oh.
remind you of that.
Fried
I-
scrub with onions?
I brought some of that stew.
Oh, I don't want that either. Okay.
It was good.
Oh man.
To be
It was a whole
fair,
pot of
I mean,
it.
it's only been 10 days and we've still gotten half of our scaly friends to join us, one of whom is almost a shoo-in.
Mm-hmm.
If we think the few hours will make a difference, sure, but I would really love a bath.
But we can still do our resting here. We can bath, we can eat the whatever Roscoe and Vorty make. We would just have to
Yeah.
camp uncomfortably.
Okay, that's fine by me. As long as I can get a bath.
Hey, you guys lost me at the train leaving the station from point A to. I'm really bad with word problems.
That's all right, Vorty. You're an excellent cook and a wonderful bard.
Yeah, follow along with us, man. We'll get you where you need to go.
Yes, what is for lunch?
Nesta,
Mm.
is a bath out of the question here? I
got
call
some
him to the
roots.
other room because we totally haven't had this conversation in front of him.
Mm-mm.
You would like a bath?
If it's not
I
Terribly too much trouble.
I would advise that. I did not want to be rude, but
Oh.
I was going to suggest it
Oh.
myself.
Oh. Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
All right then.
We would very much
Morty.
appreciate it.
Oh, she's been.
Where did
Oh.
you check this?
Mm.
Uh,
We're basically sniffing each other at this point.
Zin is boiling water as we speak. So,
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
and they set up baths for you.
Wow. Love
We're
this.
janitors.
Awesome.
We spend more time cleaning other stuff than ourselves.
Yeah.
But sometimes you need a little me time.
I agree. We need a spa
And,
day.
you can go 2 at a time. There are 2 bathtubs, if you so choose.
Nash, shall we?
But it's cool.
And I can actually
Ladies
fit.
will
I can fit in the space. I can occupy the space of a medium creature, so we can actually fit 3.
Yeah, after the ladies are done, it'll be boys' night in. We're going, boy.
We're that kind of pinnacle. We're that kind of pinnacle. We're
Yeah,
that
good.
close.
Boys, not
Sorry,
good.
Miles, our third.
I'm not sure if that's where Roscoe is going with that, but I like it.
Yeah, no.
Oh yeah, I was talking about boys' night in, of course.
Yeah, we're gonna scrub each other's backs.
Okay, so Nash, you and Tess go first, get cleaned up. And then the other 3, if that's how you want to do it.
Bubble bath, splashing water on each other.
Oh, you stop that, you rascal, you.
We're like in this chain. We're like scrubbing each other's back. Like turn.
Oh.
Nash, should we hide their clothes while they're in the bath?
What clothes?
Do not even rinse the shampoo out of my hair.
You look at Morty's stuff. Is like, oh, you see the G's. Like, what?
Maybe I don't kick the other 2.
I think Adaman's really going to be the only one that's really distraught by this, so maybe not.
Oh yeah.
I feel bad just messing with him.
Good point.
You're just gonna have Morty and Roscoe. Hey guys! Oh man!
I can't say it wouldn't be funny though.
We like to air dry anyway, so we're probably gonna walk around naked for a good hour or 2.
No, don't worry, Adaman. I'll walk perfectly in front of you, so nobody will. My head will cover anything that you want covered.
That's true.
Nobody
friendship.
will see anything.
Thank you, my
And
friend.
now walk behind you.
Oh, okay.
Oh no, okay, yeah, well,
Boys night in.
Boys, I did.
Was that it? Vacation time.
So you all get cleaned up and you feel much better. What do you want to do then?
I really feel like it's going to be such a waste to go out and get filthy again before having the night's rest.
Well, we're driving around the swamp to the south side of the swamp and camping.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know, but
Or we could go
on
to
the
bed
ground.
early. We can go to bed early here and just wake up at 3 in the morning and go.
Before dawn?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's fine.
Yeah. Same.
Really? We can
We have
sleep
a-
here?
Okay.
You've
We wouldn't have
you've
to
learned
worry
it,
about
Matt.
watches.
Well,
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
is
then we don't
fine.
have to do watches. Good
Yeah.
plan. There we go.
Tess just walks up to a bed and spreads her arm out to either side and just face plants into it.
Lump.
After dinner, I go to Nestor and I say, Nestor, you've been a great friend to us. I wanted to give you this as thanks. It's not much, but it's all that I own really in the world. And I hand him this pocket watch that I took from a zombie in a church up in Lavender Hills. I say, I don't know, this maybe you could get this working.
Thank you. This is,
No, thank you.
This is very generous. It's not necessary.
If you don't want it, I'll keep it. But if you
Maybe. No, I just don't want you to think you have to pay for your lodging. You paid for that last time you were here.
no, please, it is a gift from a
Like
friend.
killing a giant bullfrog monster. That was very helpful.
And I would do it again in a heartbeat. maybe Adaman might not want to do that again, but
I do not ever want to repeat that experience. No, sir.
and by the way, is there anything else you could tell us about the swamp? Because we might go trek around a little bit.
Well, we don't go far in. We stay within 100 meters of the edge normally. But
What's a meter?
sorry.
What's a meter?
I'm sorry. What?
You said 100 meters.
I don't understand the question.
Hold on, I've read this book. So he means 300 feet.
Oh, that's right. They used to be different. Sorry, I forgot.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were saying meet us. Like meet us. Like
Right.
I thought it was like a meteor, big ball.
I'm
Another
very confused.
caldera.
I'm very confused right now.
Weird
well,
enough.
I'm glad we're all on the same page.
You know, one time I read in a book that there were these scientists that were like one guys did the standard, the others did like, you know, I think they called it metric, and then they put it together and the thing completely didn't work, and it was actually a very sad moment.
I'm sure it was is probably what were we talking about?
How far you go into the swamp?
Oh, yeah, 100 meters or so, and then we collect mostly downed wood. We try not to cut anything.
Okay.
Because the wood it grows and it falls, and we take the dead wood and we cut it and dry it in the shack out back. It is very wet. There are insects. Do you know what an insect is?
Do
you
ever
ever
know
seen
what an
but
insect
that's-
is?
They are like
surviving
they're very tiny creatures that you can hardly see.
Or are they the crunchies?
Oh,
They
it's like
can.
it's like a tiny chewel.
Did it make you itchy?
Sort of. Sometimes.
Call 'em-
Some of them do. Some of them are just annoying.
Call them crunchies.
I think that might be because he eats them.
Well, no, it's because like when I step on them, they crunch.
There are there are many plants, and it's very what's the word? Yeah, I think that will do. That.
But I have tasted them.
And what can you eat out there?
I don't know. We don't eat the plants.
Okay. We'll report back with that.
We have seen some creatures that did not attack us. It was more like a, you don't mess with them, they don't mess with you.
The lizard folk.
No.
Oh, okay. No, they're awful.
Well, I don't know if they're awful.
Mm-hmm.
We never see any.
Oh, okay, good.
But we have seen a creature was sort of like a lizard folk, except it walked on all fours. Had very short legs. Had a very long mouth with lots of teeth.
Oh no.
Would I have read about alligators?
You can roll a history check, or nature, or nature, whichever's better.
9 plus. Sorry, I was looking for Adaman's character sheet and I forgot to come back to mine. Not Adaman, Wilhelm. Nature? Or
Yeah, let's go with nature.
I don't know why I'm this good at nature, but 17.
Oh, okay.
Because you're so wise. Oh no, intelligent.
You might have pulled out a book, back at the institute that talked about extinct, well, what you thought of as extinct creatures. Books that were published before the rupture about flora and fauna, and you might have seen something like an alligator in there. Yeah.
At the mention of lizard folk, I wander over to Tess and just kind of put a reassuring hand on the back.
Just leans into it ever so slightly, but keeps her mouth shut.
Okay, so your plan is to ride around the swamp
Mhm.
after a long rest?
At
Yeah.
before dawn. Yeah.
Okay. So, Nash, why don't you go ahead, since you're the group navigator, why don't you go ahead and roll that survival check at disadvantage because it's dark out.
Okay. Oh no. Oh wow, 2 6s. Look at that. So that's a 10.
Okay. So it doesn't take a whole lot of effort to keep the swamp on one side of you and to stay on a road. You know what I mean? So once you say, I don't know if there's anything else you want to do in Schliedel before you leave. No?
Say goodbye and
Don't have anything.
Try to avoid the woman who is trying to marry me at all costs.
Well, you are welcome back anytime. Especially you, Roscoe.
Thank you.
There are many eligible brides here, Roscoe. You can.
Oh yeah.
Go pick.
No, next time I come through, I'll totally get married.
We have to look here.
That's
Don't
like
remember
you
that.
will have to pass through here again. You sure you want
If
to
he's
make
not
that
already
promise?
spoken for.
Yeah, well, if the timing's right. You know what, Nestor? Let's say if we're both 70 and you have someone in your village that's not married, we'll do it. Let's go for it.
Oh, I thought you meant you and me if we got to 70 and neither of us were married.
That
Well,
too.
you have
I mean,
said
that
that.
counts.
Like a
as you-
pact.
yeah, let's do a pact.
But that's okay, Roscoe. I would pass.
Okay,
But,
I'll do a
but-
pact with your village.
But thank you for the interest.
Now he knows why he's not interested in all the eligible ladies. Okay, there we go.
Okay, so you leave Slidell, ride out on your bikes. Nash navigates you to the eastern side of the swamp to right about here, and it's early morning, of course. So you can't see very far at all. Although the headlights on your motorcycles do help mitigate that somewhat. And as you ride along, you come to that spot where you were ambushed before. But it did have some old, what did I call it? An ancient rest stop or something like that.
Yeah.
There's some old crumbled walls and things that you could use as a shelter if you were so inclined.
Well, this is obviously on a patrol route for lizard folk. It's probably not safe here. Maybe we push on for another half hour.
Okay.
Okay, so you ride on another half hour. And you do pass crumbling walls and things on the side of the road occasionally. So within a half hour, you could probably find another spot that would be good to bed down if you were going to bed down. I don't know if you're just going to head right in or what.
I think so, yeah.
James,
Yes.
when we're passing through that old area,
Mm-hmm.
do we smell anything?
No.
See anything different? Okay.
You can always hear the swamp off to your right because it's making noises you're not used to, which is just it's teeming with life. So it's
Was just
making
wondering if
you're
there
hearing a
would
lot of
be-
things that you're not used to hearing in Scythia, so that's always there. But other than that, you don't know as you ride through that spot where you got ambushed, you don't notice anything out of the ordinary.
Oh, looks like those lizard folk really got the message.
Yep. Probably told their friends, don't mess with the scholars. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so about a half hour south of that spot, you find a good spot to pull over. And we got about a little less than an hour left in tonight's session, so let's go ahead and get one more refill. And then and head into the swamp.
To the Schliedel swamp.
The
Yeah.
Schliedel
Little
swamp.
swamp.
Yeah. Welcome back, everyone. So you're on the edge of the swamp. What do you want to do?
Survive.
Everybody ready? I got my axe is all oiled up, ready to go.
Might I suggest a 2-2-1 going in
All right.
instead?
One in the back, two in the front. I'll take lead.
I think
I'll
I'll
go with you.
I think I'll
I'm
go
pretty
in the
good at
very
reading
back.
terrain.
Oh, okay.
Now, is she still going to be navigating or not? No.
No, I'm gonna head in the very back. It'll be Roscoe
do
and
it.
Tess, Vorty, and Adam. In.
Okay. Well, whoever wants to, as you skirt the edges of the swamp, you're going to try to look for a spot to go in. So you can roll a survival check for that.
All right. Roscoe, help me keep an eye out for sort of a thinning in the trees, yeah?
Okay, and help me keep an eye out for any bugs that look like maybe you could eat them.
You got it.
Jeez.
Okay. 13 and 9 is 22. 22. That's definitely 22.
I'm just imagining Roscoe walking through clouds of mosquitoes with his mouth open. Yeah.
14.
All right, so Tess, you look over and you notice a spot where you might be able to get in to the swamp without too much difficulty.
Since that area stood out to me, can I also search that area for any tracks to see if other creatures use that
Yes, you
point of
can.
ingress? You want a new check for that?
Perception, I guess, for that. Yeah.
Same roll. 24.
You don't see tracks. You're not going to see any tracks. As you make your way into the swamp, you're like, at first you're ankle deep in water. So you're not going to see tracks. As you look at the plants, you don't see anything obvious. It's just maybe they grow a little thinner here for some reason.
Okay.
So basically, there's an area you can make your way down, and again, you're ankle deep in water. It's maybe 5 feet wide that you can make your way through. That you're not actually pushing through plants.
Swamp plan. Does everyone have a rope?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe go ahead and attach the end of your rope to yourself. That way, if you find yourself getting stuck, you can just toss an end to someone else and be pulled out, yeah?
All right.
And I will do the same.
Hmm.
And the ground under the water is pretty muddy, but it's not like when you pull your feet out, it kind of makes a noise. You know what I mean?
Ooh, this is a good
As you
idea. I'm
walk.
gonna attach another end to my hand axe so that if I throw it, I can just reel that back in.
Yeah. That's smart.
Yeah.
Look at you, Roscoe. That's a genius idea. You could actually fashion a normal weapon out of that. Get some range on it.
Yeah,
You're
not
pretty
bad.
clever.
Be practicing.
Okay, so you begin your trudge through the swamp, and
When we leave the bikes, can we hide them under stuff like scrub or
yeah, you can hide them. Yeah.
cool.
So you make your way through the swamp. The sun hasn't risen yet, but you can tell as you move into it that the slag is very thin. The further you go in, the less slag there is.
What?
Well, we know she has a way to get rid of it.
Oh, wait, no. That doesn't make any sense. I thought there was only lightning.
So you walk through or you trudge through the swamp, and as you go, the water gets a little deeper. After walking for an hour or so, you're probably knee deep in water. Some places you walk out of water and you're on almost dry land. Although nothing in here is exactly dry.
Right.
And plants, as you're walking, there's hanging plants and trees and things that are very close to you at all times. It feels very claustrophobic.
I'm just picturing the Everglades.
Something like that, yeah.
I should tell you, this seems like I didn't want to bring it up before because I thought Nash would make fun of me, but I really don't like water very much. So you should get
Oh.
out of this.
What do you not?
Well, here, hop on my back.
Oh, okay. Immediately scrambles up. Thank you.
Yeah. I'll swing my pack around to the front. So I've got like a baby Bjorn backpack and then a Roscoe on my back.
Okay.
I probably like. Would we have picked up some equipment, some gear in Schliedel? Like, would they have had any kind of swamp equipment, like those huge, like what do they call those?
Waders?
Later.
Waders. Like,
They didn't
I
have
would have
anything
looked.
like that, but you know,
No.
no.
We did get some stuff in Absolution that may come in handy later. You can reskin it.
Okay.
See,
I
it
was
makes
we
just
got,
curious. Like, if we know we're going into a swamp, would we have picked up some gear like there that they have? But
they don't really like Nestor said, they don't go far in.
okay.
They don't really know much about it.
Not one single adventurous soul that could be our guide.
Nope, they just want the
Dang.
wood. They want the building materials. That's about it.
Well,
So
Not one person that has a little shop in the swamp, like, hello.
Tess, why don't you roll a survival check for me? Navigating.
Sure. Roscoe, you're a little bit higher up now. Make sure I don't put a foot in the wrong place.
Okay.
You get another
But
natural
this-
20.
No, I didn't.
Oh, you get a natural 1.
I rolled a natural 1 and a natural 7
Oh, okay.
for a total of 16.
Okay, so
That's bad.
there you feel like you're heading west, generally, and you're walking along about knee deep in water. It's very muddy at the bottom, so you're having to pull your feet out every time you take a step. And you do notice, since you're on alert for this sort of thing, you know, you notice that you're in a spot. It's easier to walk here because you're not pushing through constant plants and stuff. But it does look like if a swamp had an avenue, this would be it. You kind of naturally made your way there because it was easier to move.
Mm-hmm.
But you do notice that, you know, this might be a spot that, you know, wildlife moves through.
Do I see any insects?
Yeah, there's clouds of mosquitoes and other things like that. Gnats.
Any fat, juicy, ground crawling bugs?
No, not here.
Okay. Nothing edible looking yet, Roscoe, but I'm keeping an eye out.
Thank you.
So you're here. You can arrange your tokens where you would have them.
Oh, why? No, we don't know. It's fine.
we don't need tokens. Like, we're just wandering through the swamp. Obviously, everything is safe and fine.
Yeah.
Look at this
Beautiful
map.
battle map.
I don't like it.
I don't want to like it, but I can't not.
I don't want to be
We're
here right
heading
now.
north,
but
right?
Live there.
Yes, you're heading north. So you're just trudging along down this spot. It gets pretty wide. It's almost like a little, I wouldn't call it a creek, standing water, but it's a little wider than some of the other spots you've been in.
And this looks like the most easily traversable.
Mm-hmm. And you're just generally heading west.
Roscoe, darling, I adore you, but my back is kind of killing me. Do you mind if we take a break since this is better looking terrain?
Sure. I take one last
Adam
look
can
before
carry
I.
you.
I take one last look before I hop off. Yeah, it's fine. I'm gonna be okay. It's whatever. Nothing. But if something touches my leg, I'm raging.
Duly noted.
All right.
But yeah, I want to kind of survey the scene again before I jump off of Tessa's shoulders.
So the water here is about knee high, except for Roscoe, it's about waist high.
Oof.
Okay. And you do notice animals in the water, Roscoe. I don't know if you would freak out if it touched your leg, but every now and then you see a fish. You You see one creature, it's something you've never seen before. It looks like it's got a really hard shell. And it just kind of goes floating by real lazily. It's got a roundish, oval shaped shell with little green appendages that poke out.
I'm so glad there are turtles in this continent. I was worried this whole time. What if there are no turtles?
We need to take those turtles and introduce them to some sort of radioactive goo.
You could train him up, Adam, man.
I want to make.
Oh my gosh, I'm
Whoa.
Splinter!
I want to catch one and make one my pet.
But the animals you see barely pay you any attention at all. It's like they have no reason to. They've never seen people like you before, so they don't have no reason to avoid you. So there are some, kind of small fish, maybe 4 to 6 inches long, kind of swimming around in the water. Every now and then one brushes your leg or something, but it's not.
With my ungodly high passive perception, do I notice any bird song anywhere?
As the sun comes up, you do.
Oh, yay.
As the sun comes up, you start to hear birds in the trees, and again, this is also something Tess has never heard before. And there's another thing. As the sun comes up, the sun comes up.
Oh.
What?
The further you make it in, the thinner the slag is until you can't see slag anymore. And the
It's
sun
like
is actually
absolution.
beating down on the swamp/jungle.
Wow.
You're right. It is like absolution.
The trees and the plants and everything form like kind of a canopy, so you're not like getting direct sunlight, but you can see sunlight coming between trees and shining down on the water.
Can I examine some of this flora and see if there's any noticeable differentiation between what I read it should be like and what it is? Because Tess is wondering if somehow this stuff is like absorbing and filtering the slag.
Yeah. I guess a nature. Well, nature check.
Okay. Again, don't know why, but I'm very good at that. Love this big dice energy. It's not a 20, but it's close. So 26.
Plants here, as you get into the swamp, they don't seem like they've been touched by the slag at all. You entertain the idea that it might be some kind of a filtering system, but don't think that's what it is.
Could also just be that she's here. All right. Well, obviously we're in a sort of terrestrial swamp highway, so keep your wits about you.
Okay, so use your tokens. Go ahead and make your way north.
Stay
Well,
frosty.
west.
Frosty like
Up.
Micah.
Make your way up. What was your passive again, Tess?
19.
Okay. How about you, Roscoe? I don't think I've ever asked you what your passive perception is.
14.
Not too shabby.
Respectable 14.
Okay, so
My
Tess.
passive investigation is also really high. It's 15.
Mine's
that's
also,
worth.
my passive perception is 15 as well.
My passive perception is 17. What?
Yeah, you're a ranger. It makes sense.
That's pretty good.
That's your deal.
Yes.
Not bad.
I don't usually use that skill. I'm surprised. I mean,
You should definitely use that more.
Yeah, I know.
That's a
Nash isn't
casual
the most
plus
obvious.
7.
Yeah.
Okay, so Tess, you're out front. And you're wading through knee-deep high water. You're walking through the mud. And the mud, you've gotten used to the way it feels when your feet sink into the mud as you walk along. As you get right here, you feel something under your toes when you step down.
Whoa, hold on. Does it feel hard? Like maybe stone ruins or?
Well, that was very specific.
No, it doesn't feel like that.
I'm trying to think what I could feel through mud.
You can feel a surprising amount of things through your feet, you know?
Yeah,
Legos
yeah,
and
yeah.
whatever.
Is it a Lego? Does she
Is
take
it a-
1d4 damage?
So as you step right there,
Uh-huh.
you feel like there's a rope under your foot.
Whoa, everyone freeze. I look to either side to see if I see any ropes that are like disappearing from a tree into the mud or from a bough into the mud.
Roll a perception check.
13. I rolled really bad.
Okay. You don't see anything around.
But since Tesla
I'll
has let
just
us know,
step-
can we roll?
Yeah, you can look around too, yeah.
Yeah, because since you've
Uh,
let us
as
know,
they're
like we're all like
looking-
freeze.
I'm going to step back and just reach down and see if I can grab it and pull it up and see what it is.
Okay. So you reach down, you pull up, and it starts to come up out of the mud. It's not just a rope.
What was it, a snake?
Is it a danger noodle?
Oh, it's a net!
It's a net.
Oh.
I drop it and bring out bad news.
Mm. Is it like set up as a trap? To, like snatch us up?
Roll that perception for me, Borny.
So I
Or
got
you
a
already rolled it. You rolled
16.
16. Okay.
Yeah, I got a 16, so I'm looking to see if there are like ropes around.
The edges of the net go into the trees, and they do go up from there. Well, you can't really see where they go, but they do go up.
But I do point that out to the team, like there's something up here that's part of that.
I just train my scope on the tree line. Any movement?
Roll another perception for me.
Come on, do better. Do better. That's better. 21.
You do see some movement past the tree line. To the right and to the left. Not a lot, just a little movement.
I think Roscoe's gonna try to like jump and scramble, like start trying to scramble onto a tree out of the water.
Okay.
I don't like it
There's
here.
something on either side of us. We might be surrounded. Stay to Roscoe.
Now get it out of here.
Someone grab his rope.
If you mean us harm, you're biting off more than you can chew. If you're friendly, then show yourselves.
I have my back up against Adamant and I'm looking behind us.
You hear a voice from beyond the tree line. And it sounds like Iskakraktika.
I turn my gun in that direction and fire towards the source of the sound
Oh no.
Oh, no.
because
Okay.
I know what that sound is.
Roll an attack at disadvantage.
Most fucking scaly bastards. Oh, fuck you! I rolled a natural 20, but it said disadvantage. So
Yeah.
a modified 20. Fuck.
Okay. So you fire your gun just blindly off into the foliage,
Yeah.
I still hit.
and
Well, it probably has cover too.
yeah. So you fire a gun blindly off into the foliage, and you don't hear anything after that.
Oh, you missed.
It's like boom. Gun goes off. You see the leaves on the side move,
Did
and then everything's
Okay,
really
go ahead.
quiet.
did anybody understand what that person was trying to say before Test killed them?
Does anyone speak
Unless it
Draconic?
was-
Nope.
Then no.
Oh, me.
You speak Draconic?
Well, I chose that language, but I'm realizing it's probably just because I choose it in every character. So let me ask you, James.
Is it
What?
okay if she chose it?
No, yeah, that's
Yeah.
totally you
yeah.
chose it.
I guess let me ask you what the percentage of like Dragonborn or whatever at Ongul would be. Would there be a high enough percentage that I would have learned that? And if not, then I don't need to.
No,
have it.
you could totally know Draconic.
Here's the
Okay.
thing: is Nick Filet a Dragonborn? Is that why you know?
That's why it all comes together. I
Old
can't
Nick
believe you
Filet.
cheated on Nick
Good
Filet
to
with that
have
other
seen
jerk.
Full
Nick
circle.
Filet.
I like Nick Filet a whole lot better now that I know he's a dragonborn.
No.
Is that wrong? Is that bad of me? I feel like it's bad of me.
Okay, so loosely translated, Nash, what the voice said, loosely translated, of course, from Draconic into Common, was stay where you are or die.
Oh. Yeah. Everyone, we are being threatened. Just don't move. And maybe don't shoot anything again. And like elbow Desolate. They
No promises.
said we stay where we are or we die. That is what was said.
I'm here in the tree. I'll stay here in the tree.
I don't know where they are.
Tess knows what she should do. I don't know if she would do it. So I'm going to roll myself a wisdom check to see if I can have the composure to not just keep shooting into the trees.
Okay.
You know why. What DC would you set that at?
I'll let you know if you beat it.
Okay. Yeah, I rolled well.
Okay.
Rolled an 18.
I was going to say 10. I mean, you're in control of yourself.
In
Roscoe.
that case, I will drop my weapon or lower it.
Roscoe, you started to climb a tree, right?
Right.
You said your passive perception is only 14.
14. Only 14.
How far up the
That's
tree are
pretty
you going to
good.
go?
I think probably I'm picturing like kind of a curved palm tree. I'd probably be like 4 or 5 feet above the water line.
Okay.
Find a nice branch there.
As you get up to the lower branches, you hear, and perched in the lower branches is a lizard folk person.
Mm.
And it cranes its head towards you. The what do you call
Frill.
that? What's it called?
Frill?
Yes. The frill on its head stands up. But it doesn't move to attack you or anything like that.
I kind of
That is not a friendly gesture.
I have one hand around the palm tree or the tree, and I have my other hand. I kind of wave and I go.
Roscoe, are you okay?
It is confused.
All good. All good.
We're-
It looks confused.
We're all confused.
Nothing over here, Tess. I give the lizard folk a thumbs up.
Roscoe, the lizard folk, looks at you, confused. Common?
Yes. Yes. Hello, Fred.
Friend?
Acquaintance.
It's a very complicated common word there, buddy.
You're right.
Keep it 2 syllables or shorter.
Why here?
We are searching for a friend, dragon.
Dragon?
Yes.
We can see him in the tree, right?
Simuanya?
Simonier, what?
Selena.
You can see Roscoe, but yeah, you can't necessarily see the lizard folk that's above him.
But we hear the conversation happening.
Oh, he's not that far away, yeah.
It's
Yeah, we're
okay, everybody. Nash, maybe you could come help translate.
I heard Simonier.
I will very slowly begin to walk over to the tree, even though we were told if we move, we die.
I'm gonna get closer as well to like back you up. Like, what are you talking about? I heard Simonier.
Careful,
what that-
careful.
Yeah, we like it's where you walk where both of your backs are turned and you both have weapons and you're just like slowly going towards.
Semoania?
Nash, can you tell our friend here we are looking for the dragon Selena?
My just so you know, my draconic is not very good and mostly sexual.
Oh, Nick, you dog, you.
Well, on the plus side, we'll be really good friends.
So I will try to say to the lizard folk in draconic, looking for a large, sexy dragon. I don't give a name.
Roscoe, it lowers his face very close to yours. His head is moving back and forth, and his tongue flicks out occasionally. Simoania.
Yes. Can you introduce us? We would like to meet.
Simonier.
Selena.
The artist formerly known as Selena. Yeah.
Yes.
It looks around, and it makes a noise like a...
We don't mean harm.
And all around you... No, not that. All around you... there we go.
I'm from the shadows.
Lizard folk make themselves visible.
Oh.
They don't look
Hello?
threatening, but they climb out of their hidey holes and walk over
Beautiful.
towards you.
Beautiful pants, all of you. I'm speaking in draconic unless I say otherwise.
Yeah, I have no idea what you're saying.
No, I know. You tore that from the phrase "take off your pants," and you were
Right.
I know what you did. Oh, Nick Filet.
I hope they take that as a good sign and not as a sign of, yeah. Mm.
When you say beautiful pants, they all look down.
Are any of them wearing pants?
No. But they understand what the word means. Well, they're kind of wearing pants. I mean, some of them have like belts and things. They're...
If they get closer, Tess is just backpedaling. She's not pointing her gun at them, but she is white knuckling it.
Semoania. Take you.
To the dragon?
Semoania.
What language was that in, James?
Is it just a name? Just a proper noun?
It's a name, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. If Adaman and Vorty are like within eyesight, I turn to Adaman and I kind of try to catch his attention. And I point towards Tesla.
Oh, Adaman is like, the problem is there's too many targets, but he's like, I can catch that bullet. He's ready. And right now he's trying to stand in between Tessellay and the one you're talking to, but he knows he's like, well, now there's way too many, and she's going to shoot one of the other ones. And we're all
Who will take us
That was this one,
to?
by the way. Here you go.
Who will take us to the dragon? Only one of you? Maybe two?
Oh.
Okay.
What if we do two, three?
First, see Vitra. Then Simoania.
Great.
What if we stay right here? They came to us. You go get them. We stay right here. You keep a couple to watch us and make
No.
sure our shirts stay on.
Impossible.
We might have to go see them.
Yeah, that's the point, right?
Yeah, but I don't think they're taking us to the dragon first. I assume it's like
The
lizard folks chief.
lizard folk
chief.
leader. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
and then they understand just enough coming.
Okay.
You're basically prisoners at this point. I don't.
Oh, they haven't taken anything away from us, and they aren't going to.
They don't move to take your weapons or anything like that.
Good.
Okay. We will follow you.
We will.
They know where they're going. We
They-
don't know,
They know where the dragon is.
but we're not going to
I
the
don't know
dragon.
that.
We're not going to
Yeah,
the
that is-
dragon. We are going to their chief, which is probably a trap.
Hmm.
Yeah, no shit.
We can't fight all of them. There's probably thousands of them.
I would like to
Well,
point out.
No, there's probably not that many. I
Yeah.
wouldn't say that.
I would like to
there-
point out that they haven't asked for your weapons. Or, they don't seem worried about you at all.
Hmm.
They're not staring at you as they make their way through the swamp. They're not paying much attention to you at all. They're
Yeah.
you would just follow them.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're not surrounded. They don't
Nash,
they don't
can
really
you
seem to
ask
care about
them-
you very much.
Can you ask them how many are in their village?
And I point to like whatever one is closest to myself and Vorty. How many lizards are walking around in your family?
In Draconic, he tells you 200.
200. We are screwed. We must be very peaceful. Sit down.
Got it.
Roscoe's gonna jump
at
off
Tess.
the tree and kind of make his way towards Tess. He's gonna jump back into the water.
Okay.
And he's gonna I'm gonna walk back towards Tess, and I'm gonna try to I'm gonna put my hand kind of on the barrel end of your gun and lower it down. I'm gonna say, what do you say we trade for a minute? You take my axe, I'll take your gun. And if anything, and I get close to Tess and I whisper, Tess, we are your family. None of us are gonna let anything happen.
I don't know if I can do this. What if they kill all of you too? I'm left alone again. I don't know if I can do this.
You could do this, Tess.
We'll make this.
Stay close, okay?
I think I can take them.
It's gonna be okay. We've faced much worse than this. They're just tiny dragons, and we've already talked to 3 of those.
A good point.
I trust you.
It's gonna be okay. I'll stay close.
I'm walking in the front, trying to see if I can hear anything that they're speaking to each other, and you're like just in, amongst themselves.
Okay. As you walk through the swamp, and again, sometimes you're knee deep in water, sometimes it's dry or close to dry. The lizard folk look at you sometimes like you're a curiosity, but they don't seem threatening at all. They don't seem to be concerned about you at all.
I mean, we're in their house, so
They have kind of a machismo thing going, you know what I mean? So, but they do look at you like you're a curiosity, like they haven't seen someone like you up close before. As you make your way through the swamp, they take you through twists and turns that you probably never would have been able to find by yourself.
As we go, Tess is staying as far back as she can, and I'm going to use my dagger and just cut grooves in the bark of trees as I pass
Okay,
to try and leave a visible trail out
that
if
makes
I need
sense.
it.
I was just about to say that, but I think you would probably be more scared than I would. So
You can hear them talking a little bit there, Nash. And again, your Draconic isn't great. You speak it, but it's not great. It's not like you practice it. So you hear him saying things like, where did Braxuk hide the cheese? But they're talking about things that don't have anything to do with you.
They have a way to make cheese?
Why is Crothy so nervous?
Are they saying it in common?
No, that's Draconic.
It's all Draconic.
Well, that's
Okay, so I
Nash's
can't.
interpretation of their Draconic.
Got it.
yeah.
Well, Nash used to play.
And Nash, are you trying to interpret all that for us?
I will I basically am just as they hear you talking, I'm just kind of giving signals of just like a thumbs up. I'm not directly translating it because I don't want them to know that I am overhearing them, but basically just like useless information.
Yeah, it's just cheese.
Mhm.
One of them says to the other, "Why are your bones so big?"
Sir Draco, why is it that bad? She knows it.
She knows it, but hasn't practiced.
He doesn't know the colloquialisms and the
That too.
idioms.
That too.
Yeah, there's a lot of those.
Plus, why are his bones so big?
That's big bones.
You walk through the
So are-
swamp.
That's what he said.
Do they say anything about distance? How far away we are?
No.
Okay.
But after walking for about an hour
Mm.
through the swamp, following these people up here, there's a big clearing. It's mostly dry.
Wow, look at this map.
The animated fire is dope.
That's pretty cool.
Very
Right?
cool. I've never seen that before.
That's a phase. Why is that a phase?
So there's a big bonfire in the center of the clearing.
Oh.
And you can see that there are lizard folk preparing food. And a couple of them are roasting what looks like a bullfrog person?
Oh.
Like a humanoid, but a bullfrog?
It's all right. I killed a bunch of those in our other
And they're
game,
roasting one over a fire.
Not a bullywug.
Okay.
And the ones you see on the map here, they're just kind of milling around. But there is one that looks a little different. He's sitting on a chair right about here. He looks older. He's mostly sitting in the chair and sunning himself.
Clearly, that's the leader.
The whole time, Tess is just trying to stay so close to Roscoe that she keeps accidentally bumping him when she takes a step.
And
Sorry.
you would come in at the top of the map right about here. Over to the left, you see a mass of bones.
Mm.
And
Fuck.
Yeah, Roscoe's just got like a hand out. He's got the great axe in one hand and just helping a guide test with the other.
This is fine.
the lizard folk lead you into this clearing. And the one that was talking to you into the tree, Roscoe. Vitra. Vitra.
Roscoe.
Vitra, supposedly, he notices the newcomers in the clearing, and he sits up straighter in his chair. And he straightens his clothes. He's got pretty nice clothes for a lizard folk. You know, the ones who brought you here wearing on next to nothing, except for bandoliers and pockets and things like that, right? Pouches and things. But this guy, he's dressed a little better. Vitra, what is your name?
Nash.
Ash.
Adaman.
Adaman.
Vorti.
Bordy.
Roscoe.
Hello.
Roscoe.
And Tess.
Tess.
We are very excited here.
I know it knows that word too.
You're very horny.
Welcome to the tribe. Have some bullywug. You notice his comment is a little better than the others.
Okay.
Thank you.
Do you
I
like
say thank
bullywug?
you. I do say thank you in Draconic to kind of like
Oh, okay.
signal that I
All right.
am a little bit helpful, but I still
When you say
keep
that,
talking in common.
He sits up a little straighter and he seems like he's kind of putting on airs, you know what I mean? He feels important.
Vorty goes to Tesla and kind of grabs her hands, like, "See, it's good. It's okay. They're welcoming us."
Just remember that
For
the
now.
people of Schledo have been safe for a long time, and they've been right next to these.
I have not seen humans in years. Not seen humans in years.
We come around occasionally for fun only.
Humans don't like the swamp very much.
Oh,
Just
beautiful
imagine
here.
why.
We love this
it's
swamp.
and I nudge Tess. It's beautiful here.
The
love
one that
this.
was talking to Roscoe walks over and whispers in his ear. And he makes a very stately nod as he does. You want to see Simoania?
The Monier.
I think so.
Yeah,
Yes.
I look at Vitra and ask, we actually came to this swamp to see Selena. Could you take us to her?
I don't know a Selena.
Simoania.
The Monier.
Dragon.
Oh, dragon.
Yes.
Simoania.
Okay.
Simoania.
Gotcha.
Monier.
Sit. Have some bullywug. Then we go see Simoania.
Insight check.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you have that.
Roll it.
but I still think I'm right. I'm gonna eat some of that. Like,
Mm-hmm. Actually, I'm gonna eat some too.
Oh, I did awful. I got 11.
Well,
Yeah, well, that's because he's a bullywug.
He doesn't seem smart enough to have any artifice. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Okay.
Maybe not
okay.
smart. Maybe smart is the wrong word. More like
He's
innocent.
guileless.
They
He's
seem they
guileless.
seem like innocent sort of people.
Okay.
Like they don't think that way.
Okay.
Can
Everything
Tess
is
look
complicated.
around and see if there are any individuals deliberately concealing themselves from view and like scoping us out, or if any of them seem to be sizing us up?
Yeah, roll a perception check.
She is on like fucking level 11 high alert.
I mean, bullywogs, I assume it's gonna taste like frog legs, right? So it's pretty good.
Basically,
Yeah.
big ass frog legs. Yeah.
Deep fried.
Ooh.
Salt and pepper.
there's definitely a very gamey aftertaste.
What'd you get, Tess?
22.
Okay, so as you walk around the camp, there are 3 huts that have people inside them. Or actually, just one person inside each one. This one, and this one.
Mm-hmm.
They're not looking out the window. You kind of see them through the little window that they have built into the grass hut. They're a lot bigger than the other lizard folk, but they're not. They're just kind of laying in there. They're not really doing anything. Other than that, everything is what it appears to be.
Do these lizard folk look different than the plains lizard folk?
They do.
Because
They
they're
seem
invisible.
healthier. They're healthier. They don't seem to have any worries. And they talk about Samoania a whole lot. It's hard to get a whole sentence or two out of them without them saying Samoania at least once.
Are there relics or effigies or any sort of icons in the camp?
Band posters.
Well, there's the giant face.
Oh, so that is actually there.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Can we ask about that?
Yeah, you want to ask him?
I don't. Nash, ask him what the fuck is up with that over there.
I love the decor. Beautiful. What is that your face? Just
Oh.
as beautiful.
No, that's from far before time.
Did you make it?
No. Far before time.
Well, yes, you're very young. Do you worship it? Do you use it for anything?
Shelter.
Could we tell the general like D&D racial identity of the face? Like, does it look like a elf or a halfling or anything?
It's, you know, it can be hard to tell with artwork. It could be anything. You can't see the ears.
Okay.
And it's been there for a zillion years. So who knows?
Can we tell if it was previously part of a larger statue or a structure?
Not from where you are. You'd have to start digging.
Nah.
So we kind of just try to make small talk until I feel like it's been long enough to ask to go see Selena again. Selena.
Okay, so you ask Petra, and this is just one part of the village. As you came in, it's kind of winding. Like there's no like centralized part to this village. It winds throughout the swamp. Any kind of dry spot, that's where they put up huts and stuff. So this is only a very small part of it. Saying it's a much bigger village than this.
Okay.
But this is where they brought you because it's where Vitra is.
Right.
And as you went through the village, you saw hatchlings, which are like baby turtle or baby lizard folk. Usually with a lizard folk, and as outsiders, you have trouble telling the difference between male and female. You have trouble. If you spent time with them, you'd be able to tell the difference between their features. But right now, they all kind of look the same to you, except for Feature, who's much older than most of them. But the hatchlings usually have a lizard folk kind of herding them around, and they seem like they have a tendency to wander off. The hatchlings do. And if you were to guess, you would think Vitra is about... Well, he's much older than the others. You think it might be like 55 or 60.
Okay. How long ago was the rupture?
55 years.
Okay. Got it.
Now, if they have valuables or like arms or something like that, you didn't see any of that as you came through the village. You know, they keep their eggs hidden and they keep any kind of valuables they have hidden. So you didn't see that kind of stuff as you came in. But you have some bullywug. And Nash, you ask Vitra again about Simoania. He goes, oh. Yes, Simoania. Let's go. And that's where we'll cut it off tonight.
Yes. Let's go.
We can go another hour.
I
Right.
can. I don't think Alex can. Alex got a thing to do. His YouTube thing.
Yeah.
Come on, Alex. All right.
Everybody, anybody watching, make sure you go check out Alex on YouTube at Classic Gamer.
Classic gamer.
It's gamer spelled Gaymer. So go check them
Yes,
out.
Thank you.
What are you playing tonight?
As always, Assassin's Creed Valhalla on Sundays.
Okay.
I'm going to
Assassin's
London.
Creed.
All right.
Going to London tonight.
Ooh.
Awesome.
So, players, thanks for playing.
DM, thanks for
This was
DMing.
fun. Yes, exactly. Thanks for running.
Watchers, thank you for watching.
Oh, thank you, Steve.
I said it this time.
I hope everyone enjoys this as much as we do.
That could very well have come to combat, but you guys kept yourselves control
Yeah.
for the most
I
part.
can't believe it.
Did Tess actually shoot someone?
No, total miss.
Okay,
Oh,
great.
Yeah.
I mean, she couldn't really see. It was just based on.
She didn't have a
character.
target, and the target was behind complete cover anyway. So,
Yeah, they were
It's a
very,
very thick
chill
jungle.
about it. So that's good.
I just went off into the trees somewhere. Yeah, very good. Easily could have come to combat, but it didn't. And you know, with your perception rolls and stuff, you noticed the net before you stepped into it. So
That's good.
Oh yeah, if we had gotten caught in that net, there would have
That'd
been
have
no
been-
chance of diplomacy.
Horrible.
Yeah, would have been bad.
as you know, as they walked you through, you noticed other traps and things that they had set, but they either took you around it or disarmed it as they went through. So
Wow.
most of the traps were for smaller animals,
Okay.
like
They're just trying to catch their food.
food
Yeah.
traps is what it looks like. Yeah, like maybe you could have stumbled into them anyway, you know, but for the most part, it looks like it was for food, not for. But they're not used to people coming into the swamp. Why you're such a curiosity to them?
Only one's dumb enough to come into the swamp
Hey.
Yeah.
without an escort.
well, Vorty definitely qualifies with his intelligence. So
Yeah. A lot of us do.
Yep.
Okay, well, thanks for joining us, everybody, and we'll be back next week to see what's up with this Simulania thing. What's up with
Wow.
that, do you think?
She just changed her name.
What's up
You
with
know,
that?
like Prince.
What?
changed
No,
his name
what?
to
It's gonna be
Simon.
like a statue or some shit.
I don't know. I guess we'll see
Guess we will.
what it is.
So annoying.
We'll see you next week. Thanks for coming.
Bye, y'all. Bye.